I'm going to provide a brief introduction to the program Windows Movie Maker, which is quite an amazing program when you think of it. You can take all sorts of images and make interesting transitions and special effects and create movies that you can drop right into PowerPoint with great ease. Here are the major steps. If you don't see this button, this series of buttons along the side, you may have to look around for a button on the top that says Tasks. Click it and you will see a series of tasks. One of the most important tasks is to import pictures. Now, I have gathered a few sun pictures, and I'm going to just highlight those and import these in. You'll see there's one of the sun, another one of a solar prominence, and a cutaway view of the sun. So if we wanted to find images, we would use a program. We would use a Google, and we just do a quick call up of the word sun, for example, search for images. And when we find one, my suggestion to you is clicking on the image is not appropriate. I would say go for the full-size image if you can. Then right-click, Save Picture As, and save all of your images together. Now we don't want a PNG. I'm going to go back and find another one. Here's an interesting one here, for example. This is a JPG file. Click full image. If you don't get the full image, you may end up with a highly pixelated picture. So we've got our picture, the sun, on the desktop, and I'm going to import picture. I'm going to look for sun. We just got that one. Press import. Now we have our sun images. Now all I have to do basically, if I don't really care what order these go in, is I can drag all 4 of those, or as many as you have, down to the desktop. If you look down here, and I'm going to magnify this a little bit, each image will show for 5 seconds. So as I'm running through the timeline, you'll see in the upper right here that the image, the movie shifts. So there we go. We have 5 images, each on for 5 seconds. If we want an image to stay on for a shorter length of time, simply click the image, put your mouse over to the far right, and drag, and you'll have a shorter duration that it's on. But actually that's a nice picture, so I'm going to leave that on for a bit longer. I may just shorten the first one. There we go. There are other ways of looking at this movie. For example, there's the Storyboard View. But we'll go back to the timeline, and I'll show you what you can do with that. Now, you can also import audio or music. Now at this point I don't have a great many MP3 files or WAV files, but if you find MP3 or WAV, you can incorporate those. I'm not going to do that right now because I've incorporated one already called Dreamy Bells. Very simple. Let's see if we can turn that off. Good. Now all we do when we want to have it on is we drag it down to the bar down below, and you can adjust it to the left or to the right. You can also trim how long that sound comes on. Now I'm leaving a bit of space, and by the way, my suggestion is add the sound last, because I have seen on slower computers audio can totally freeze up the machine that you're working on. Now we've got audio. Let's take a look at our movie so far. Very simple. We've got 5 seconds of this picture and then 5 seconds of another one. That's plenty. Now the next step is that there are video effects, which are kind of neat. I can increase the brightness, blur in, but one of the most common effects is this one called Ease In, and all I'm doing is I'm dragging down. Now take a look at the sun now. You'll see that we're zooming in on it. We can also ease out. Oh, that was ease in, sorry. Make a mistake. You can press Control Z to change it. Here we'll ease out again, and there are other options such as speeding up, watercolor, that sort of thing, but not particularly effective for this particular presentation. I'm going to choose Ease In for the next 2 slides. All I'm doing is dragging this effect right over to the image, and they're all set. Now we also have video transitions. Now there's all sorts of video transitions you can use. I could use a diagonal down. What I'm doing is I'm dragging this between the 2 slides, and you'll see that they overlap slightly. Here's another good one. It's called the what is it? It's called the Shatter In. I'll move this. Take a quick peek at it. Kind of a neat effect. We can roll. We can do all sorts of neat things. So you'll notice that with all the overlaps, the total length of your movie is reduced. But let's make the movie a little longer now. I'm going to add a title. It's very simple. I'm going to put a title at the beginning, and of course it's going to say The Sun. And you can change the background color quite easily. In fact, heck, I'll choose something black, and I'll change the letters to yellow, like the sun. There we go. Now here's another effect. We can also change title animation. There are a number of effects you can use. One of my favorite is moving titles layered. So there we go. By the way, if you like that, but you don't like the font, we could change that as well very, very easily. I'll try this one. Oh, that's kind of cool. Now, we're done. Add the title to the movie, and you'll see all the slides slide over to the right, leaving room for your title. You can also put a title right on the particular selected clip. I'm going to just write the word flare, and I'm going to add that to the movie. Now, there we go, flare. Now you'll notice that it did keep the same formatting of the animation, I should say. Let's pause that. Finally, when you're ready, when you're finished, when you have completed making your movie and the instructions for what the content is should be in the assignment, don't click the button at the top that says Save Project. Instead, you want to save it to my computer or publish to my computer in the newer versions. You'll get an option to give your movie a name. I'm going to say Sun. It's under shared video. You can put it anywhere you want. I'm going to say let's put it on the desktop in this case, and hit next. What will happen next is you'll be given some options for choices. Choose the best quality, and then the movie basically needs to render, and that takes a little bit of time as the movie renders. You can also include video and a few other different kinds of effects along the way, depending on what version of MovieMaker you have. What I'm looking for is at least a 1-minute movie on a teaching topic or on a historical figure or a famous person, something that you can actually teach to a group of students. When this movie is finished, it will be a WMV file, which you can drop into the Dropbox, which you can also place inside any PowerPoint. And I'm looking forward to seeing your films or your movies